Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moments. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star 2 episode number 174 based on novel. So let's start. The first level of the primordial hall in Chengfeng City is also specifically for purchasing low-level primordial life corpses, and here only 3 forces are involved in the procurement. Cultivators are in seclusion for extended periods and hunt very rarely. At this moment, only Luo Feng is a customer on the first level of the primordial hall. I have a batch of low-level primordial life corpses to sell. Let the 3 of you take a look and see what price you can offer. Luo Feng stood there, holding the storage bracelet in one hand. He directly released the bracelet's seal, allowing the external parties to view it. A batch. The Divine Emperors responsible for these 3 forces all came forward, each sending their thoughts to infiltrate the storage bracelet and examine it. What they saw startled them. A dense collection of low-level primordial life corpses. They had never seen so many low-level primordial life corpses in their lives. Usually, purchasing over 1,000 at once is considered a lot. In the dark sacred realm, hunting is extremely dangerous. If you fight the weak, it attracts the strong. If you fight the strong, it draws an entire terrifying squad. So it's very difficult to hunt a large number of low-level primordial life. In the 9 Rivers Sacred Realm, cities with power are not attacked by low-level primordial life at all. Even if attacked. If they cannot breach the city, the army will withdraw. Only when breaching the city, where the defending forces are extraordinarily strong, can they not only overpower the army but also ensure that 90% of the army cannot escape. To achieve such a great result, the probability is exceedingly low. This is far too many. The Divine Emperors responsible for these 3 forces were all very surprised and somewhat tongue-tied. Might I ask this Divine Emperor? A Divine Emperor carefully spoke. I am Luo Feng. Luo Feng directly said, whoever among you 3 offers the highest price will have the chance to acquire all these low-level primordial life corpses. If I'm not satisfied, I'll sell them in other cities. Divine Emperor Luo Feng, please don't be hasty, this business deal is too large, and we need to report it upwards. We will definitely give Divine Emperor a satisfactory price. The 3 forces became a bit anxious. Such a huge transaction, even if profits are compressed, is still quite lucrative. Luo Feng suddenly sensed something, turned his head, and saw 3 figures flying over from a distance, an old man, a winged woman, and a young man in a red robe. As they flew over, their invisible aura naturally intimidated all sides, making the nearby area devoid of any cultivators daring to come close. Brother Luo Feng. The red-robed young man, Kaizhen, called out from afar. Ha ha. Brother Luo Feng, long time no see. The old man Bo Xiu also warmly greeted. Meeting again. The winged woman, Divine Emperor Bai Yin, smiled slightly. As the 3 of them landed on the first level of the primordial hall, the Divine Emperors responsible for the 3 forces of the primordial hall all quickly and respectfully saluted. Clearly, these 3 held high status in Chengfeng City. Luo Feng was not surprised by the sight. According to the information he had, there were estimated to be just over 100 peak-level existences within Chengfeng City. The small team of Divine Emperor Bo Xiu has been acting together for a long time. Even the city lord doesn't dare to treat them carelessly in Chengfeng City. I was originally planning to visit the 3 of you after the transaction, Luo Feng said with a smile. Your victory in defending the city yielded great spoils. Such a large transaction, these ordinary Divine Emperors cannot decide on it, and they must report it upwards. The old man laughed. Let's go, first to my cave mansion to rest, and slowly wait for their reply. You 3 can negotiate well and can also purchase this batch of low-level primordial life corpses together. The old man looked at the ordinary Divine Emperors on the first level of the primordial hall, but if the price is low, I, Brother Luo Feng, will not sell. Brother Luo Feng, let's go. Divine Emperor Bai Yin smiled. Luo Feng nodded. Immediately, the 4 of them flew off together, heading straight for Bo Xiu Divine Emperor's cave mansion. The ordinary Divine Emperors on the first level of the primordial hall secretly clicked their tongues. What is the origin of this divine emperor Luo Feng to produce so many low-level primordial life corpses at once? He seems to have quite a relationship with Bo Xiu and the other two. These ordinary divine emperors dared not neglect their duties and immediately reported the news upwards. Also, they reported all the images of the hundreds of thousands of low-level primordial life corpses they observed. This intelligence immediately caused shock among some of the peak existences in Chengfeng City. Such enormous wealth, even among those at the peak level, few can compare with Luo Feng. In a pale white large cave mansion, the four of them, Luo Feng and his companions, sat scattered, drinking and chatting gleefully. Ha ha ha, to meet again in the dark sacred realm is a blessing. Come, come, let's drink heartily. Sister Bai Yin was originally planning to go into seclusion, but guessing brother Luo Feng was coming, she didn't rush into it. The red-robed youth laughed. The winged woman smiled slightly. I've cultivated to this realm. Even if I closed myself in again, it would be difficult to advance a single inch. Instead, brother Luo Feng's exceptional talent, even a few pointers from him would be more beneficial than me closing myself for billions of eras. Reaching the peak level itself is a huge bottleneck. The three of them also crave further advancement. So they are willing to lower their postures in front of Luo Feng, feeling that Luo Feng, having just broken through, has surpassed the three of them. Once his strength is stabilized, he will likely be even more powerful. Such a dazzling existence, his comprehension ability must far exceed the three of them. Just a few pointers might enlighten them. Each bit of enlightenment, every opportunity, they treasure greatly. Perhaps they might seize the chance to leap out of the braided cage. I'm also stuck at a bottleneck now. Luo Feng shook his head, trapped at the bottleneck, struggling to make any progress. Oh? Would you care to share? Perhaps we could brainstorm some solutions together, Bo Xiu suggested. Bai Yin and Kaishan also turned their gaze toward Luo Feng. Cultivators at the pinnacle level often engage in philosophical discussions together, and such discussions are beneficial for cultivation. I'm pondering, if a physical body is unimaginably immense, how should one spiritual control it? Luo Feng looked at his three friends. How immense a physical body are we talking about? Kaishan asked. The ultra-limit level bodies of the primordial Wild Hoof clan are considered quite formidable, Luo Feng said, but what if the body is 100,000 times larger than that? How could a divine emperor perfectly control such a form? 12 billion times the perfect divine body energy reserve, Luo Feng estimated, would be about 100,000 times that of the ultra-limit level primordial Wild Hoof. This, Bo Xiu, Kaishan, and Bai Yin were all astonished by the thought. The primordial Wild Hoof clan is already renowned for having the strongest physical bodies among the low-level primordial life. A body 100,000 times larger? Even if the wool breaks free from its braided cage, it would be impossible to control it perfectly. Bo Xiu calculated briefly and concluded. During the Divine Emperor stage, I haven't heard of anyone being able to control such an immense body, not even a whisper. Kaishan shook his head. Maybe one needs to break free from the braided cage and become a high-level primordial life to control such a body, Bai Yin Divine Emperor suggested. Luo Feng gently shook his head. He pursued the Divine Emperor Perfection Life and Death Dao, with his life level still being at the Divine Emperor stage. Theoretically, his physical body could attain such immensity. If he were to break free from the braided cage and further become a higher-level primordial life, it should undergo a qualitative change. Bo Xiu suddenly sensed something and smiled. Brother Luo Feng, the city lord has contacted me, and he is offering 73 trillion primordial crystals for that batch of primordial life corpses. That price is quite decent. Luo Feng's eyes brightened, well aware of the value of his spoils of war. Search * the noelfire.nt website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. The current two strongest in the dark sacred realm are Divine Emperor Jiku, who refined a world-level primordial bloodline, and Dragon 9 Daoist Monarch, who practices 3.5 primordial level paths. Our Chengfeng City's Fengqiao City Lord is Dragon 9 Daoist Monarch's junior, and he is the most willing to offer a high price in the city, Bo Xiu explained. Divine Emperor Jiku and Dragon 9 Daoist Monarch. Luo Feng's eyes lit up. How far are they from the invincible level? They are only somewhat stronger than us, Kaijin said. The three of us teaming up are comparable to any one of them. Luo Feng nodded slightly. As far as he knew, in the entire Dark Sacred Realm, there were about 1,000 who could reach the pinnacle level. Divine Emperor Jiku and Dragon 9 Daoist Monarch were among the strongest, roughly matching his strength. Strictly speaking, the strongest in the Dark Sacred Realm should be three individuals: Divine Emperor Jiku, Dragon 9 Daoist Monarch, and himself. As for invincible beings, they rarely appear in the Dark Sacred Realm anymore. Most of the invincibles born throughout history are confirmed to have broken free from the braided cage. The other two also gave offers. Bo Xiu smiled at Luo Feng. One is 71 trillion, the other 72 trillion and 2 billion. We need to respond to them, and only then will they begin gathering primordial crystals. Let's sell it to the City Lord, Luo Feng decided. He was satisfied with the City Lord's offer. Once it's agreed, the City Lord will start gathering the primordial crystals. Bo Xiu said, by the way, Brother Luo Feng, do you need to purchase any treasures? The City Lord can offer a lower price for you. Gathering such a large sum of primordial crystals is quite troublesome. That's why the three made offers proactively. If Luo Feng didn't accept, there would be no need to collect the primordial crystals. I do need some supplies. Luo Feng's eyes brightened. I need to purchase a sufficient amount of primordial bloodlines. Also, some auxiliary cultivation treasures. In merely a few moments, all low-level primordial life bloodlines from the surrounding world clusters are available in the Dark Sacred Realm. Bo Xiu smiled and said, here's the list of all low-level primordial life bloodlines. Take a look, the prices are all quite cheap. Bo Xiu sent the information to Luo Feng. Luo Feng glanced over the list. The Dark Sacred Realm is the core of the surrounding world clusters, gathering a peak group of cultivators from those clusters. It also has the largest amount of low-level primordial life bloodlines. By one of each low-level primordial bloodline of both life and destruction types. Each needs to be accompanied by 12 sets of ordinary remnant materials. For those of life or destruction types, buy one of each. Also equip them with materials. Luo Feng was wealthy enough that anything related to life and death, from early-stage Divine Emperor to superlimit level, he bought it all. Of course, he excluded those he had purchased previously. Buying all of it just costs 1,252 billion primordial crystals. Luo Feng calculated briefly and felt satisfied, as he hadn't even spent a tiny fraction of his wealth. The primary expense of this primordial crystals was for superlimit level bloodlines. Each superlimit level bloodline costs about 5 billion primordial crystals. Luo Feng bought life type, destruction type, and those combining both, purchasing a total of 189 types of superlimit level bloodlines. Buy some more auxiliary treasures. Luo Feng found the effect of the 100 Tribulations heart essence indeed quite good. In the past, he was too poor to buy the best ones. This time, having hit a bottleneck, Luo Feng bought a great deal of auxiliary treasures, spending up to 300 billion primordial crystals. Just get these. Luo Feng sent a message to Bo Xiu Divine Emperor. Do you need anything else? Bo Xiu Divine Emperor asked. The auxiliary treasures you've purchased are somewhat lacking. Even if used sparingly, it won't last you a billion eras of cultivation. It's more than enough. He had ventured through reincarnation to reach the land of origin, taking just a few thousand eras so far. Bo Xiu, Kaijin, and Bai Yin exchanged glances. What's the matter? Luo Feng noticed something unusual about his three friends. Brother Luo Feng, the red-robed youth Kaijin said, this time you sold goods estimated at 73 trillion primordial crystals. But you've only spent a tiny part of that on treasures, with over 70 trillion primordial crystals left. You must be planning to take it to the large primordial hall in Primordial City, right? Luo Feng nodded. In the entire Dark Sacred Realm, the real treasures are mainly found in the large primordial hall. The oldest primordial hall is full of wonders, with so many treasures that it surpasses even the infinite space. You can exchange them for cities, various bloodlines, and even for secret treasures like the Eye of Life and Death, and beyond. You can even exchange them for living primordial prisoners. Of course, I intend to use these primordial crystals at the primordial hall, Luo Feng said. Carrying over 70 trillion primordial crystals with you, Bo Xiu shook his head gently. You think you can reach primordial city alive? Luo Feng was startled. What do you mean? Beside him, Bai Yin Divine Emperor poured Luo Feng some wine and said, Brother Luo Feng, the dark sacred realm is named dark for a reason. The chaos here, are you not aware of it? I've heard of it, Luo Feng nodded. Bai Yin Divine Emperor continued, as of now, the two strongest in the dark sacred realm are Dragon 9 Daoist Monarch and Divine Emperor Jiku. Individually, their strength can only match the combined might of the three of us. So in the dark sacred realm, unless you're invincible, individual strength is far from enough. Luo Feng was thoughtful. In this Chengfeng city, there are three major forces capable of purchasing your goods. These three forces are also the most influential in Chengfeng city, Bo Xiu Divine Emperor said. The first is the group led by the City Lord, consisting of 29 peak-level existences. They tend to stick together, and their actual leader is Dragon 9 Daoist Monarch. But since Dragon 9 Daoist Monarch lives long-term in the large primordial hall, within Primordial City, leadership falls to the City Lord. The second force is led by the Secret Ruins Divine Emperor, which includes 15 peak-level existences. Secret Ruins Divine Emperor's mastery of formations is among the top 3 in the entire Dark Sacred Realm. With his formation skills, their combined power of 15 peak-level beings is extremely formidable. The third force is the 8 Friends of the Heavenly Wolf, formed by 8 peak-level existences. They seem the weakest but were once followers of the invincible Heavenly Wolf Guest. The Heavenly Wolf Guest was an invincible existence in the history of the Dark Sacred Realm, achieving invincibility with rapid speed. We haven't seen him but have heard of him. It's said that Heavenly Wolf Guest has long escaped the braided cage. S-tilde-ear the novelfire.nt website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Bo Xiu, Kaishan, and Bai Yin all looked at Luo Feng. The three of them also had a desire to follow Luo Feng, believing he had the potential to become an invincible existence. Once truly invincible, one is ushered into ascension and no longer requires followers. So they must decide early and follow with unwavering loyalty. The 8 Friends of the Heavenly Wolf did just that. They followed Heavenly Wolf Guest in the early days. As Heavenly Wolf Guest became invincible, then escaped the braided cage, he gave them some slight rewards, and their status in the Dark Sacred Realm became quite unusual. Indeed, the cultivators of the Dark Sacred Realm who have connections with those who escaped the braided cage should be quite a few, Luo Feng realized. For example, Elder Xingyi from Yulon City, who is the disciple of an invincible existence. The Dark Sacred Realm, after all, is the core of the surrounding world cluster. Historically, each invincible existence that escaped the braided cage naturally left many traces here, as well as disciples and friends. Over 70 trillion primordial crystals, Bo Xiu whispered, if you take them out of Chengfeng City just like that, even if the three of us team up to help you, we couldn't protect you. The City Lord's side is somewhat lenient, with a 50% chance of action. But the other two forces are 80 to 90% likely to make a move, the red-robed youth Kaishan said. Secret Ruins Divine Emperor and his group desperately need all resources and are very likely to make a move. The 8 Friends of the Heavenly Wolf do not lack resources, but after receiving a gift from the Heavenly Wolf Guest, they might have suffered some soul pollution, drastically changing their nature, becoming very greedy and fierce. In the Dark Sacred Realm, the most dangerous thing isn't the individual, but the group. After all, the gap at peak level isn't large, Bo Xiu observed Luo Feng. Any one of these three forces, if they join hands, could not be withstood without invincible strength. Luo Feng nodded slightly. So I advise you, first, buy everything you can, and have the seller directly send the treasures to the Transmission Holy Mountain. Bo Xiu suggested you can arrange your avatar to receive them at the Transmission Holy Mountain. Then bring them directly back to the source world. Second, try to convert most of your primordial crystals into battle merit. Because in the large primordial hall of Primordial City, only relatively ordinary treasures can be purchased with primordial crystals. Everything else requires battle merit. Convert them into battle merit and ensure it's under your name. Then no one can take it away. Boshier laid out his opinions. For us peak-level existences, after accumulating for eons, we typically have around several trillion primordial crystals, most of which are converted to battle merit. What you have compares to the cumulative resources of 10 peak-level existences. And it's all in primordial crystals, ripe for plunder. Who wouldn't be tempted, the red-robed youth Kaijin said. The three of them were determined to follow Luo Feng, fostering good relations to override their greed. But over 70 trillion primordial crystals, how many resources could that exchange for? Thank you, all three, Luo Feng expressed his gratitude. This video will end here.